Hi, editing Tyrese here. I'm currently going through the episode. This one, more so than any, seems a bit choppier, a little bit more broken up. We are trying to figure out why. It could be that me and Katie have both just been really, really ill recently and still not all the way better. We're both coughing up our guts at separate points to an extent where it's not easy to cut out completely, so sometimes you will just hear us coughing uncontrollably because we're not well. We're not too sure why. We've looked at episodes like Dalek and The Unquiet Dead, which we in particular feel have been very good, and we're going to try and sort of pinpoint that sweet spot over the course of recording more of the show. Hopefully we get our focus back when we're better. We're both getting there, but until then, enjoy what we have for you with the long game. Stay well, stay safe. Thank you for clicking wherever you did.
Welcome to Doctor Who Rewind, an unofficial and unprofessional rewatch podcast where I, Tyrese, and my friend Katie...
That's not gonna work.
Do it on purpose. I'm just making a mistake. I'm being funny.
I thought you read that with
I'm doing it seriously. Just trying to be funny, you know. And I say I'm trying to be funny because it's not fucking working.
I'll say I'm Katie.
Welcome to Doctor Who Rewind, an unofficial and unprofessional rewatch podcast where I, Tyrese, and my friend Katie,
Hi, I'm Katie,
watch and discuss episodes of Doctor Who, starting with the revival in 2005. Once we complete that, we'll backtrack to the 60s and talk about classic Who. In between seasons, we'll discuss extended media, things like books, games, and Big Finish audio adventures.
That is exactly what you sound like whenever you speak.
No, it's not! Stop lying!
Katie.
Tyrese.
What are your general thoughts on this episode?
I hate it. I hate everything about it. That's not true.
You backpedaled that so quickly.
I feel like I don't even want to say that I don't like it. I just can't be arsed with it. If,
It just does nothing for me.
Yeah.
It's I just watch it and I know what it is setting up.
Maybe part of the reason why.
Yeah, but it's still, if anyone was like, what episode of this season should I skip? It would be this one.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, though,
I don't think I would sacrifice any of the episodes this season.
But even then, I don't think you need to. I think you could literally sum this episode up with a sentence.
You're setting up a setting for the last
That's true.
episode more so than anything else.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be an absolute misery and it was going to feel like we were watching that episode for 10 years, which
not for you.
It felt long, but it didn't it was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It might be because I'm still a bit woolly headed that I'm just energyless, and maybe that was it.
I think because this is the one where if I ever just want to watch a quick bit of Doctor Who, if I'm I fancy seeing whatever season, normally what I do is just do my best bits and just do my own favorite episodes and stuff. And normally this is when I skip, so I'm thinking maybe I just haven't seen it in a while.
And that's why.
And this is the first time I've watched it in probably a couple of years, and I'm it's not so bad.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't necessarily hate it. It just doesn't do anything. This is just an episode of Doctor Who that happens.
I think this is basically everything that I have to say about this. None of it's particularly insightful. It's just a lot of silly little lines and silly little things in this episode.
Yeah.
That you can kind of pick apart pretty easy. And I think they're all very nitpicky things. I don't think I have any major problems with it. I think having a lot of small nitpicky things can make something seem worse than having one big problem.
I mean, if you do have that, then that might mean that, if one of these things falls apart, the episode does. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a few thoughts that I had, which we'll talk about specifically when I was this is so dumb.
I didn't have too many, so I'm interested to see what you have for this.
Dude, I have so much to say about this episode, but literally all of it is stupid.
Yeah. Well, would you like to give us an old rundown of the episode, please?
No.
And thank you.
I wouldn't, but I will. The Long Game was written by Russell T Davies, directed by Brian Grant, and it first aired on the 7th of May 2005 to 8.1 million people. The Doctor, Rose and Adam travel to the year 200,000 and land aboard space station Satellite 5. Upon arrival, the station comes to life with people and food vendors. The Doctor is confused as something is wrong with history. He decides to investigate, leaving Adam and Rose with unlimited credits. The Doctor meets Kathika and Sukie, journalists aboard Satellite 5. Kathika tells him she wants to be promoted to Floor 500 because the walls are made of gold. However, they're being watched over on security monitors by the editor. The Doctor, Rose and Adam are taken into a room where Kathika sits in the central chair. On her cue, the other journalists press their hands into the panels in front of them and an energy beam streams right into Kathika's brain. The Doctor explains that each reporter has a chip in their head as well, which receives the information and then transmits it to separate channels. The editor's security check reveals someone in the newsroom is unauthorized and identifies Sukie as the problem. The editor sends a message to the newsroom saying Sukie's been promoted to Floor 500. Adam, overwhelmed by all of this, tells Rose he's going to go and acclimatize himself on the observation deck. Sukie's greeted by the editor, who displays her falsified records. She points a gun at him, demanding to know who controls Satellite 5, to which he tells her to look up. Adam, on the observation deck, is learning information about future technology. The computer denies him access and directs him to the medical labs, where a nurse informs him he'll need a chip to access the system. The editor checks Rose and the Doctor, discovering neither of them exist on Satellite 5's records. The Doctor and Rose try and convince Kathika that there is something suspicious going on in the station, but Kathika still wants nothing to do with this. They leave her and make their way up to Floor 500. Down below, Adam enters the newsroom and uses Rose's superphone to call his parents' house, leaving a message via information spike from the brain. This causes the editor to find out who the Doctor really is. The Doctor says he would die before giving the editor access to the TARDIS, but the editor tells him he already has a TARDIS key, one previously given to Adam by Rose. Having heard all of this, Kathika goes to Floor 500's newsroom, links herself up so she can override the safety protocols. Rose gets free and uses a sonic to free the Doctor as well. As the Jagrafest starts to overheat, the editor tries to leave but is stopped by Sukie's corpse grabbing his foot. The Doctor is furious at Adam and returns him to his own time in the TARDIS. The Doctor destroys the phone, preventing any information from the future being leaked to the past. Adam begs the Doctor to take him with them, but the Doctor and Rose leave in the TARDIS as Adam's secret is revealed to his mother. I don't know if you want to start at the beginning, but I hate Adam so much.
Oh my god, I hate Adam.
I hate this guy. Oh my god. Like, he's such an asshole. He goes from being, you know, like, kind of a douchebag, but I could probably see, like, his charm in Dalek, to just immediately being the sleaziest, scummiest, like, motherfucker.
I hate this too. In the sick bay,
the floor 16.
Yeah, where he does the sicky ice cube thing.
Yeah,
that's his IMDb photo.
Oh wow, has he done other things like the actor?
He did his sort of soap, right? Coronation Street.
Oh, right, there you go.
Yeah, he's on Cora.
It's weird that if you've done these things, you wouldn't use a headshot, right? Maybe he's just really proud of that scene.
I mean, it's on his known for.
And he wants to lead with that.
This is nothing against Bruno Langley, by the way.
Oh yeah.
This is just down to Adam as a character.
Yeah, Bruno Langley, fine dude. Adam Mitchell, absolute dick.
Oh god, I hope Bruno Langley's done nothing problematic that I haven't heard of.
Oh my god.
You're gonna Google
I'm
this
gonna
just in
Google
case?
it, yeah, just in case, just to be safe. English former actor. No way, that's him. Right, so Bruno Langley's going in the bin.
Oh, is he? No, is he? What did he do?
12-month community order after pleading guilty to two women at a Manchester music venue.
Okay. Right, despite how problematic Bruno Langley is in and of himself, I also just hate Adam.
Fuck them both, actually. Yeah. As it turns out, you know what? Adam Mitchell is sleazy and scummy because apparently Bruno Langley is sleazy and scummy.
This is what we learned today.
That's a learning journey.
Oh god, as if we've just been down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
What is it that you hate about Adam? And don't just be like, oh, everything. Like, what is it?
The thing that I truly hate about Adam is that no one, and I'm sure I said this last week, but no one has ever told him no.
Yeah.
Like, this guy has had everything, like, his whole life. And then the Doctor literally is like, here is a card with unlimited credit and access to all of the information in the history of the planet. And, like, obviously, there is no way the Doctor could have known, like, this would, you know, be a mistake in hindsight. But, like, you know,
he is a card with infinite money. Now go put a hole in your head.
He's just a privileged little dickhead. Just like a little ratty shit boy. Like, and you know.
A ratty shit boy?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think he brings anything to the story. I don't see that.
That's true.
I don't see the need for there. And that's the thing when we get Captain Jack introduced later, but he's
got a purpose.
He's got a purpose, and he brings something new. And this Adam just doesn't do that.
The thing about like Adam though is that a lot of his character is just I am either being whiny or I'm being like sneaky, you know, kind of like scummy. And I'm like, it's fine to write bad characters who are bad people.
I don't blame him for scoffing at that beef slush. That's fucking disgusting.
I know, right? That's disgusting.
And why? And she looked chuffed.
She's like, what flavour is it? Sort of beef flavoured. No!
Don't put the straw back in your mouth, no. Once was enough.
You would want, I would sip though. Dude, out of pure curiosity.
Like you would try it?
Yeah, like I probably
I
would
thought
be
you
like,
meant like you would repeatedly
I'd be like, one beef slushy for me, please. Like I won't go buy one, but like if someone was like, oh, try this, it tastes so weird.
Do we do taster sips of beef slushes?
Should we make one special
episode?
Episode? Do like a food of Doctor Who special, and we'll have fish fingers and custard.
No,
and
we're
fucking beef slushies.
So let's backtrack all the way to the beginning.
To the beginning, where I really like the little bit where the Doctor's like, Rose, you can have a go.
That's not the beginning.
Yeah, it is.
I think you'll find the beginning of this episode, it begins with a throbbing hum.
Oh my god, right, okay.
So we watch this with the subtitles on. When the TARDIS lands on Satellite 5.
These subtitles, man.
The subtitle said throbbing hum.
Yeah, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
it's not good.
Did you notice like the bit afterwards as well? Like after they've gotten out the TARDIS and there's like, you know, ambient like space station noises.
Yeah.
Like, it just said throbbing.
Did it?
It just said throbbing, yeah. And I'm like, that's
I didn't pick
horrendous.
up on that bit. Oh. Yeah, this was 200,000?
The year 200,000, yeah. Yeah, so the Doctor does a little step out the TARDIS, assesses the situation, lays out all the facts. And then when Adam comes out, Rose is like, so I would say this is the year 200,000 on a space station.
Just to show off a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's kind of funny. Do you think that the Doctor was like, I will let you do this because it'll be fun for you? Or she was like, Doctor, please. She was like, please.
I like to think it's
impress this guy, please.
I like to think it's the second one. Because as soon as he faints, and the Doctor's like, that's your boyfriend, and she's like, not anymore, he's not, which by the way, dick move. Like if I'm with someone and I faint and they're like, oh my god, I'm leaving them.
Do you know what though? This is the bit in the end of the world where Rose is like, oh, it's all a bit too alien for me in there. And the Doctor's like, what do you mean? This is that bit now, except like the roles are reversed.
But you know, I love the idea that she really, really wants to impress him, but then once he faints, she's like, oh, actually, I'm not impressed by him.
As we know, Rose Tyler will drop a man.
Oh, yes.
Like, it really does not take a lot for her to be like, oh,
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make, it's fine. Carry on. No one rushes to help Adam up.
No one does, no.
Like, he collapses.
Like, to be fair, we'll fucking leave
and they just stand and look out of the kill floor window from End of the World, which this is the same set. I put money on it.
They could have just, after he'd passed out, they literally could have just like put him back in the TARDIS, and all of this could have been
avoided. Could have left him there and got back in the TARDIS and left themselves. Leave him on Satellite 5 forever for the Kronkburgers to get him.
So speaking of, then we go into the little main bit, I guess.
What is it? Like a little pavilion sort of thing? Like...
Well, if there's like 500 floors, and like obviously floor 16 they say is medical, and floor 500 is like, you know, the top, then I can only assume this is like the like, you know, cafeteria floor, I guess. Like this is where you get it's where you go on your lunch break.
Well, no, because people eat, sleep and everything all on the same floor, don't they?
Oh yeah,
they live on the same floor.
Yeah, okay.
So they must have like a market on every floor.
How many?
That'd be annoying.
I know that there is 500 floors, and I don't know how many people are supposed to man Satellite 5, but they say, you know, there's a bunch of channels. It's always like streaming, so presumably you need quite a fair bit of staff. I wonder how many of those floors are sort of, I don't know, with like bunks or whatever. Those are like, you know, accommodation type floors out of the 500, because like, you know,
it's a big space station. Looks fucking awful.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
Like from the outside, I mean, I don't mean like CG wise. I mean, this thing looks like it's going to fall apart.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It looks like it's been stuck together with Pritt stick. That's not how you want your that's not how you want your space station.
And like the thing about Satellite 5 as well is for like what it does, and obviously its relevance like later. You would think it would be like, you know, super sleek, like super up to date and stuff as like a major broadcasting hub.
And to be fair, later on it's a little bit neater when we come back to it, I believe.
Yeah. But, like, even on the inside and stuff, like, I mean...
But this is, like, grotty and steamy and
disgusting.
rusty and...
Well, they'd say as well, like, how hot it is.
Yeah.
So you know it stinks. You know it would be, like, sweaty and like
stop.
smell of greasy food and stuff. Like, oh,
Stop talking. Is this when they go through all the different channels on the face of Buzz on the Bad Wolf line?
Yep, Bad Wolf TV.
Bad Wolf TV. That's our Bad Wolf reference this week.
Oi, gotta get him in there.
Not a helicopter though, is it? Bad Wolf 1.
Bad Wolf 1 descending. I think Rose is looking fine this episode. I'm gonna put that out there. She's looking so good.
Are you just doing fit checks on Rose every week? Is that what you're doing now?
I don't gotta check. She's always fit, baby.
I resent the fact you just said that.
But like, you know what? Not to like play exactly into what you just said, but yeah, she's got good outfit on. I've got no complaints about Rose this week. I think she looks really good.
I also don't have any. But here's a thing with this episode, and I think one of the reasons that I don't like it doesn't further anything. We don't learn anything new about the Doctor or Rose in this episode.
No.
This might be the first time that we haven't learned anything new about either of them,
and also
or pushed anyone forward a bit more.
I don't think this is a Doctor or a Rose episode.
It's an Adam one.
It's an Adam episode,
and that's
but
even
no one
worse.
wants that. I didn't ask for an Adam episode at any point. It's not like when I was watching Dalek, I was like, oh god, this guy's so great. I want more of him.
And that's why we drop him off at the end, never to see him again.
Yeah, actually,
don't tell me this big finish.
No, there's comics. We'll get to that.
Oh yeah, no, you
mentioned
this before.
I have that in the trivia. This episode, this is what I thought about, like, at this start scene. You know, we see all of these guys like running about with food and drink, and like, you know, everyone's like working on this news and stuff all the time. It's a bit Wall-E, innit?
Like the
Pixar film.
Yeah,
it's Pixar, right?
Oh yeah, you mean like when all the humans get lazy and shit?
Yeah, like I don't know why, but like that was absolutely the vibe that I got.
And this gave you a 2009 Pixar's Wall-E vibe.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Like that. Why did you say yeah? I did yeah. Like that was the most innocent thing.
Like I don't know. Is that like,
you know, the way you said it made me feel bad for like heckling you.
I don't know. I don't like have any nuance about it. I can't explain why. Like just
defend your argument.
That's just what I thought. I saw it and I was like, that's a bit like Wall-E, this, isn't it? And then
like the whole ship is one big Wall-E robot, because that's how I feel. In just like it's
in that someone should crush it into a little cube and just leave it.
Yeah, I want someone to crush me into a little cube and
just leave it.
Yeah.
The Doctor says something to Rose about the two of like Rose and Adam going to like go on a little date or something.
Oh yeah, because he basically just chaperones this episode, right?
Yeah, he gives them a little unlimited money card and he's like, bye bye.
Which is dumb.
Yeah,
by the way.
Stupid.
Hey, here's a space station with 500 floors. Not that I could lose you very easily. Here's money that will get you through every door.
Yeah, like, you know, you have all of the power in the world in this place that has all of the information in the world.
Yeah, it's
an absolutely terrible combo. This is why Adam feels like the definition of like gone mad with power.
Yeah, I think in one of the opening bits here, it might be right before we meet Sukie and Kathika, before or after, where it shows like Simon Pegg for the first time as the editor in the little office room, and he's like, something's not quite right here.
Yes.
Bleach blonde Simon Pegg.
So I'll tell you what I thought. I was having this whole conversation myself in my head, right? And I was like, yeah, because he's like bleach blonde, and I'm sure it's like his eyebrows and his beard as well. Like it's all like white blonde.
All white.
And as soon as he turned up in my head, I was like, oh, all right, Eminem. And I was trying to think of like, you know, like a fun like joke I could do. Like I was like, oh, can I do anything with this?
Yeah.
And the best I could come up with was Slime and Peg, as in like Slim Shady. And then I was like, no, because that sounds a bit too much like Slime On, and that's not funny.
Slime On.
Yeah, like Simon Pegg, Slim Shady, Slimin', Slime On.
Oh, okay. I thought Slime On. Right. I thought it was gonna be like Slime On, like it was a slogan for an old.
Yeah, I was gonna
an old Ninja Turtles.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Like ooze.
What was that? Who said something on?
Johnny Storm.
Flame On. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing that I didn't know that.
You, of all people.
I don't like the Fantastic Four, that's alright. Rose and Adam going away with a little card,
Yeah. But they don't do anything with that, do they? They just go and get the slush. They go get the beef slush.
Yeah, they go and get the beef slush. This raises a question though, this scene raises a question of like, I wonder what the conversion is between a credit and like a pound.
Oh, isn't space money always credit in every sci-fi thing?
Yeah, pretty much. But like, because they say that the guy, I think he says like a Kronk burger's like 2 credits something, right? Okay, like a couple of quid for a burger. Yeah. Fair enough. But when Adam's getting the old like slicey to the brain.
Okay.
They say it's either 100 credits for the one or 10,000 credits for the other. And I'm like, based on those 3 things, what's the conversion rate? That's insane.
I would never even try and decipher the math.
A surgery is 50 burgers. Like,
I haven't got any money. But I got a truckload of crunk burgers.
I got a shitload of crunk burgers, man.
Please.
I got
please
crunk
ship
burgers
me.
with cheese, and I got crunk burgers with, was it pajata or whatever?
Yeah.
It's funny to me that they still have cheese, like just as like
Yeah.
that's just a mainstay.
Well, I mean, you got cheese all across the universe, right?
Ah, too right.
When Kathika and
Sukie.
It's what I said. I just said it different.
Okay, sorry.
When they're both introduced, Kathika's the biggest kiss ass
Oh my god.
in the world.
The relationship
Oh my god.
between those two women fascinates me.
Yeah, like why are they even friends?
Like, that's another thing about this episode, though, because, like, sort of Kathika becomes, I would say, like, a bit of a sidekick this
A little
episode.
bit, yeah.
And she's kind of awful as well.
She is. And then, because there's that bit, isn't there, where the doctor's like, you're asking all the wrong questions. Look at Rose. She's doing the right thing. And Rose is like, ha.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
That's when they tell him that Floor 500 is the walls made of gold.
Which just screams out, the skies are made of diamonds,
Oh,
is all I
right?
can think of
Exactly.
when she said that. I was like, oh, which I mean isn't, for another 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But that's weird that that's only 2 seasons away, but I feel like the tone shift between these next few seasons is like completely
Yeah, we got on a journey.
wild.
On this
Yeah.
show. So, yeah, that you want to get to Floor 500 if you're a journalist here. That's it. That's the good one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not.
No,
We
'cause
learn it's
no
not.
one comes back from Floor 500.
Yeah, no. I mean, when I think it goes back again to the Simon Pegg room, roughly around this point with the editor.
The Simon Pegg room.
Simon Pegg room.
Floor 500.
Yeah, no, Simon Pegg's cold room. When I first see it, I'm like, the reason that his eyebrows are frosted is because the room is.
A pale-skinned man with white hair and a goatee watches from a very cold location. There is frost on the walls. It's really funny. When Kathika says something to the doctor about the news and, what they do and stuff, she says, the latest news is that there are sandstorms on the new Venus archipelago, 200 dead, Glasgow water rights into their 3rd day, Space Lane 77 closed by sunspot activity, and the face of Bo's pregnant.
What? Oh, no, please.
Those are the news things that she reads out.
Oh, no. I love the face of Bo, but it's full of plot holes. Full of them. It really bugs me, because I do, conceptually, I love the face of Bo as this wise old figure. Yeah, not a fan of the face of Bo being pregnant thing. Weird.
Logistically.
How?
Yeah.
I mean,
Never mind the actual,
if we consider the identity of the face of Bo, which has not at this point been revealed.
I was going to say,
by
I don't think the face of Bo is ever, gendered.
Then the anatomy is there, I guess.
But the thing is, okay, the actual, banging it out part aside.
Yeah.
How are you going to be pregnant when you're a head in a tank?
Well, no, because the person whom is to be believed the face of Bo says that he used to be called the face of Bo, doesn't he?
He does.
And that's when he still has his body, he was still called that, so it could still be that.
It could still be that, but the thing
I don't
is,
like it either way.
I hate it! Do you know what is a fun little bit that the Doctor Who does a couple times, and I really like it?
What?
When you see, the villain or the bad guy or, whoever.
Separately.
Yeah, and they're like, something's not right here. And then it's what's going on? Who is the cause of this problem? And then, you're like, oh, it's the Doctor and Rose. And then it never is. It's always someone else.
Yeah.
Like that other bit in Partners in Crime where Donna's hiding and she's like, oh God, and then they find someone else. She's hiding in the toilets and they're like, oh, we know you're in there. And Donna's like, oh fuck. And then there's another lass also in there. That's just really funny to me for absolutely no reason. I just think it's
yeah, and that
it's
is
pretty
also
good.
another journalist.
It's a good bit. Do you think there's some journalistic subtext here that we don't?
It's not very subtexty, is it?
Not in this episode, but I mean
Just in the whole
yeah,
show.
Is there an agenda about journalists?
Well, I mean, like I've already said, I like the subtext in this of controlling media.
Oh, I really like it.
Everyone has their theories about it, and I mean, even with what's going on now with Twitter is yep, that's a thing that can happen.
Could you imagine?
Oh my God, is Elon Musk the editor? If Elon Musk is the Jagrafess, who would be the editor? Joe Rogan. No, Joe Rogan would be the Jagrafess.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hell yeah.
And Elon Musk is the editor. Oh no!
You go to the Tesla factory, it's just a bunch of skeleton just sat around with their hands on things.
With a Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. Adam just steals Rose's phone.
He just fucking saunters off with it, right?
Yeah, she's like, oh,
with a magic battery.
Something about ring your mum and you'll feel better or whatever. To make a phone call home on my super phone. And then he does just take it. Which, fair enough, I imagine Rose probably wouldn't need to use it.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't mind.
But still, it's kind of...
That is her phone,
scummy.
though. Like, that's
kind
her
of
property.
Because the thing is, he sort of, takes it, and then after he's got it, he's like, oh, and, proper, saunters away, grinning to himself.
And he goes through the old Biff Tannen Back to the Future thing where he's going to go try and make himself rich, I guess. Is that nothing that he's... The one prediction he has that he finds is something about computer chips in 2019.
Yeah, the microprocessor becomes redundant in 2019.
Okay, what's he gonna do with that information when he goes back home?
Yeah, exactly. All he knows is that it's redundant. Yeah, the microprocessor became redundant in the year 2019, replaced by a system called SMT, single molecule transcription.
Not a thing.
Which begs the question, as I said earlier, has that happened? Does that mean that Yaz and Ryan and that they're just they have the new SMT iPhones or whatever?
No, because it doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't
matter.
It? Do you know, speaking of times though, what I think is really funny is that obviously if Rose's time is 2005,
yes,
or 2006 with the skipping year, however that works, Adam is from 2012.
Yeah,
so obviously anytime we cut back to his house, it's the year 2012, and it's really funny to me to be that's clearly a 2005 living room.
Yeah,
that's
a lot changes.
Yeah, right. That's not 2012 because there's not a Nintendo Wii anywhere.
How old is Adam?
How old is he?
If Rose is 19 in 2005, 2006.
Do you want to take a guess while I Google it?
I want to say 21.
Yeah, I would say no older than 22.
Because that means if she goes and sees him in her present time, how old? It'd be weird dating someone from the future, even if they are my
20.
age. He's 20,
20.
Right? So she's 19 and he's 20, right? But if she goes back home...
2005.
Yeah.
Then he'd be...
13 or some shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Exactly. Rose, you...
Imagine Rose goes back in time, finds him, kicks him off his bike or something for just being a dickhead in the future. That's what I'd do.
Would you?
Would you push 13-year-old Adam Mitchell off his bike?
I'd do it for free. No.
Give him, one of the ribs as well, just for being a dick.
One to the ribs.
You never heard the phrase "one of the ribs"?
No.
Oh, I don't know if it's a widespread phrase.
Is this when Sukie gets? Oh no, this is when they go into the room and the doctor's
they see how it all works.
Wrong. And Spike, and then the heads go up.
Yeah. Kathika's head
fucking opens.
Door to the brain.
A woman got a porthole
in the middle of the fucking thing. When these open, it does a brain squelch noise.
Yeah, it goes.
And the only way that I can imagine that happening is because it literally is releasing.
Oh, stitch.
Yeah.
When you get a sellotape and you can see your skin just slightly pull on it as you're trying to pull it off because it's just letting go.
That's why I imagine that sounds coming.
I hate that.
Imagine how that surgery would work for a second, and that would be horrible.
I think I know how it works.
Why
does the skin seal up immaculately? That shouldn't, by the way. Like a Slovene zipper.
I was gonna say it should at least be a thing.
Slovene technology. What if it's just Slovene technology with the zipper and stuff?
I'm so entirely fine with just being it's the future on that one. There's an actual explanation. I'm fine with them just being
of course.
Yeah, just it's the future and surgery is
but
that good.
The actual idea, I mean, the inside of it is metal, so they've taken out the piece of the skull and they've scrapped that.
Well,
You've
it
lost
almost
that bit
looks
of skeleton now.
what I can imagine happens is that in the sort of middle of your forehead where the sort of I guess the skin would be, they take off the skin and then they would drill a hole.
Yeah.
Take out the bone of the skull part, replace it with whatever.
Would they cut the skin into four like a pizza?
Yeah, do whatever you do with the fucking the
skin.
inside part, and then just put the skin back on, but
on each four pieces. You gotta think they gotta put a hinge on the inside of the. So they gotta go around.
They gotta hollow it out as well.
So they gotta say this is the hole in your head now. They gotta go in there under the brain to put the hinge on the inside of that part of the skull and that part of the.
And this is a surgery.
I'm using a can of Dr. Pepper to describe a fictitious surgery procedure that doesn't exist, and I have no medical background.
The thing is, right? People choose for that.
Adam's eager.
Yeah,
he wants this surgery.
Do you know what's really funny to me about that scene is so.
How many excuses he makes considering he really fucking wants this surgery?
He goes in, right? She says, like, there's two surgeries. There's the one that is the big brain, door, front, middle of head thing.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one that, like, most people, I guess, have, where it's, like, just the chip in your head and, it's, you know, you just couldn't know information and that. And she says something about how that's, the little chip in the head is 100 credits.
The door.
And the door is 10,000 credits. And Adam says something, after she says 10,000, he says something about, like, not being able to pay it. And it's like, you have, as far as you're aware, you have the money on this card, which he didn't know is unlimited until this point.
He didn't know that it was
but like
infinite monies.
She's like, you're going to have to pay for this. And he's like, okay, I have no money.
Well, he does.
She's like, this will be some money. And he's like, okay. And then she's like, this will be some more money. And he's like, oh no, I don't have any money.
Yeah, but I mean...
And I hate it. It's stupid.
One of them is drastically more.
Yeah, that's true.
That means that Kathika had 10k at some point.
She had 10k, and then she was like, I'm gonna go and kiss ass at this absolute, like, do you reckon, like, all of the floors are a kind of, like, different kind of news, and there's, like, you get, like, you know, your serious, like, you know, like, reports on crimes and stuff like that on one floor.
I don't think it's all news, is it? I think the point of, like we see later on, there's other things going on.
Like, do you think there's a BuzzFeed type floor?
Oh, no, please.
Where someone's doing, like...
a whole floor dedicated to what Power Ranger are you?
Yeah, like little listicles and stuff.
We have a sonic screwdriver. You know, if this was real, I could tell it to shush, and it would.
You know what? If it was real, it could reattach barbed wire.
This used to come off of my... Oh, it comes off of
Yeah,
yours?
it does,
Yeah,
but it's just, you know, I don't like seeing the screw exposed.
Reattaches barbed wire. Swiss Army stick.
I'm sure 11 says that.
Maybe.
So it goes like Swiss Army Sonic or something. I don't know. Kathika has too much self-esteem.
She's very happy with herself. She's very...
Yeah. She has
I can
too
do this,
much.
I can do that.
After that, they go on, and that's when Adam's like, I need to go and take a break from this because this is overwhelming. And Rose has another superb Rose line. Adam's like, you know, he's feeling a bit sitting off to the side, you know, a bit overwhelmed. And Rose is like, oh, come on, it's not that bad. And Adam goes, the head thing? And Rose says, yeah, well, she's closed it now.
Well, I mean, she's not wrong. Imagine writing that line in a script. You'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking genius. Yeah, well, she's closing now.
Don't worry about it.
This is now
literally out of sight,
This
out
is
of
now
mind.
a non-issue.
Yeah.
You're making a big deal out of nothing,
Like, for God's
as
sake-
per usual.
For God's sake, Adam, have you ever seen a brain before?
Adam, you're making a scene.
You never seen an exposed fleshy brain with a bunch of, like, white light just streaming right into
I thought you were going to be like sinuous, nasty.
No, I wasn't going to be horrible about it.
Yeah, gross.
Because that's what happens. She opens her head, and then a bunch of people put their hands on the little panels, and then
That's right after-
that's how the news happens.
Isn't that either like just before or after Sukie gets called to floor 500?
That's
it's
just
when they're in
before,
the room, isn't it? Yeah.
Because he does a little weird thing, and that's how he figures out that Sukie is not who she says she is.
Yeah. And Kathika's like, I've been applying there for years. How have you done this?
Yeah.
Like, because I lied to get here, bitch. Because I'm vindictive. What are you? When obviously she like gathers her stuff to go up there, doesn't she? How abrupt is the cut of her just bolting away?
Oh yeah.
That's so funny. She's like, gotta go! And just like, fucking absolutely goes for it in that lift. She's like, right, I know where I'm going.
Like,
point A, point B, watch me sprint.
so like when she gets up there, turns out she's actually like some kind of freedom fighter or something.
It actively snores.
I put that down because that's insane. It's like, okay, I understand it being cold, so I understand things being icy.
But there's the
But
flurry?
Snow falls onto her hair, like from where?
There's like an actual cloud,
Yeah.
I guess.
You know, them indoor spaceship clouds, they're all the rage in the year 200,000. What the fuck?
Artificial rain, cloud, snow.
I wish someone had
Brain's not working.
put one of them outside my house. Pretty much every single day, my mum's put a message in the family group chat being like, it's snowing, and I'm like, not here, it's not, Mum.
Yeah, it's never...
I'm like, stop rubbing it in!
Newcastle as well, he was like, it's like snowing and it's laying almost constantly, and I'm like,
now then, dickhead, how does it feel to be privileged?
I will say, because this is where there's, so this is where you, like you said, you find out that...
Yeah, she's,
for one of the Freedom 15, I believe, is what they were called.
Yep. And her name is
Sukie.
Eva St. Julian.
Here's the thing, the weird problem with this Because she pulls a gun out.
Yeah.
He's like, liar!
Yeah.
That's exactly how he says that. By the way, Simon Pegg, as much as I don't like the writing of this episode, kills it.
Oh, Simon Pegg is a highlight of this episode, and it makes me, not mad, but it really annoys me that, like, this is his appearance in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Like, same with Olivia Colman when she shows up in season 5.
That's, such a waste of Olivia Colman in 11th hour. What the hell? What I do like, though, because they are always paired together, is that Simon Pegg and Nick Frost have been in
Yeah,
Doctor
they
Who,
have.
whilst it's a Clara episode. I know, right? I really like him in that episode, though. I like his little banter with 12. I think it's really good.
I think that's fun.
When he's like, you don't believe in Santa. And 12's like, I don't believe in any fairy tales. And he's like, oh, you heard that, boys? And there's 2 elves with him. And I'm like, why is Santa giving the Doctor a bunch of sass? And
he's giving
why
him
is it Nick
like...
Frost? And I love it. What a great bit of attitude there.
Which is an absolute turnaround from the Doctor implying that he himself is Santa
Oh,
Claus.
yeah.
Also, a little funny thing, right?
Yeah.
When Sukie, who is not really Sukie, goes up there, they're playing like her little, I guess like her record. It's like a video, and she says hobbies include reading and archaeology. I'm not an expert or anything. I just like digging.
Yeah.
Which I think is a bizarrely funny thing to say. And then Simon Pegg goes, liar, and it's like, what? Like, she might just actually like digging though.
That's true. She might. I mean,
I don't think he knows that's a lie. He's just assuming it.
She could be into fossils.
Maybe, yeah.
Who knows?
I wonder if... I know this is a fake persona, but I wonder if she ever would have crossed paths with a River.
Oh, I hope not.
I bet
I think
there's a
River
big Finnish audio.
River would chew her up and spit her
There
out.
is a big Finnish audio, I almost guarantee it, somewhere, where it's like Sukie, everyone's favourite episode of The Long Game, meets River Song, and they go and
Do you reckon
they
they
go
would
do a dig
use
together.
Sukie or her Freedom 15 name?
The thing is, I think you probably legitimately could tell a story where like River bumps into the Freedom 15, you know, doing like a thing.
Well, here's the thing about the Freedom 15, right? She's the last remaining member.
Freedom 15, there's only one of her, don't lie to me, I
Right.
count.
Right? I've written this down to make sure I'm correct in
Okay.
this. Tell me how this makes any fucking sense, okay? Please. I need to know that I'm not going fucking crazy. Right? Sukie says Freedom 15 has absolute proof that facts are being messed with, right?
Yeah.
She's the only fucking one! Who's got the evidence?
She's like, I know.
Who's got the evidence? She's got a gun to him. He's like, I'm about to kill you. And she's like, we've got evidence.
She's like, yeah, well,
who the fuck is we? Sorry. I know that I got all hot on that. Right? Right. I know I came in with both.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. With both guns loaded on that. But goddamn, when she said that, if it didn't piss me off in that episode, oh god. She said it and I was like, what the fuck? You were like, pretend you have more members before you say that at
Yeah, we're
least.
like, he's like, oh,
How is this man meant to consider you a threat now? You're in a cold room and you've got a gun and he's laughing at you.
She goes, oh, Freedom 15, more like Freedom 16.
Or at least call it, we were the Freedom 15, give or take a few. Like, say that. Throw some ambiguity in there. Fucking throw him off. It's Simon Pegg.
Last surviving member of the Freedom 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, he then says self-declared anarchist, and I'm like, the group's called the Freedom 15.
You can be in.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say she was self-declared at that point. I would say she just was an anarchist.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not like she's like a girl who's like, oh, I'm a bit of a rebel, and then everyone's like, oh, there you go, Sukie. Oh, what an anarchist you are. Like, she actually is like, you know, protesting and shit. When she pulls that gun out, when she shoots it, it does an actual pew pew sound, like proper.
Does
like
it?
it's oh my god, it's the most like
I
pew
didn't hear
pew
it
sounding
at
gun you have ever heard. Imagine a sci-fi gun sound effect noise in your head right now. And that's exactly what it is. Exactly. Pretty much what it is.
Missed.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's a bit harrowing. It's a bit jarring, I think, when she goes into that room and sees like the information spike room. But there's just a bunch of skeletons.
The one that like crashes into her, I love because it looks dead happy. It's like, yeah, gotcha. And she's like, ah! Like it's so good. They Doctor Who seems to love this plastic draping.
Oh, they
like
do,
looking
don't they?
through it and like I mean we get it next season.
I think we get it at least once a season for all the
Like-
RTD stuff. I would confidently say that.
Yeah, it happens a lot,
Yeah.
almost too much.
I mean, I like it though, because
it's a great way to
is it
build
like
suspense.
a reveal sort of? Because it's like, oh, we see it and they see it.
I
as
mean,
well.
and the shot from above whenever the the Jagrafess is mentioned is also a clever way to save money.
Yeah.
Whenever Doctor Who's always been this thing that's meant to, it's always felt a bit homemadey and a bit
Yeah, a
cheap
bit
and-
DIY.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I'm like, a clever camera move is enough.
Yeah, well, that's like how a
To
lot
the
of
camera
this
just dipping down.
a lot of this
towards-
season shot with models, right?
This season.
Yes, but I don't know if they do it after, just because I don't know the big boy Dalek and stuff.
Oh yeah.
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 And I like that. I think it's fun.
Anything practical is always better than
Oh,
anything
absolutely.
digital.
I would rather see like a practical effect that I can obviously tell is a practical effect.
It's the one thing I'm hoping for when it comes back is like
Yeah. As opposed to having unnecessary CGI.
To be fair, there was some good CGI in like the newer stuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't think any of like the Jodie stuff looked particularly, but like nothing stands out to me as being like, oh my god, that looked abysmal.
No, nothing like that. But you can still tell.
Yeah.
You can still. It's cool that you can do a lot more things like flying TARDIS stuff, like in the sky with the door open and when there's Daleks about. Like
Yeah.
that's really cool that you can do that.
You know when you were talking about the like subtext of this episode, could you imagine this episode if it was like with Jodie instead? They beat the bad guy and then the Doctor is like, hey, and that's why fake news is bad, Yaz.
Would they be in the TARDIS and she'd be like, she'd be all like, and this is why we can't trust fake news and we always have to use reliable sources. Thank you, Doctor Number 13. Could you please do my bibliography for me?
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, Adam says he's from the University of Mars.
Which is a Futurama thing.
It is.
Mars University. Is that like that? That's where whenever someone says University of Mars, which happens all the time,
Can I like?
I always think that it's Futurama.
Can I put that in like a weird little like fact file somewhere about Adam's character is that he likes Futurama?
Maybe that's where I pulled it from.
Yeah, well, that's what I imagine, right? Like,
Yeah, would it have been? Yeah, it would have been around by then. Like
2012.
Yeah,
He's from 2012, so
Well, okay, yeah, but I mean like 2005. But yeah, it'll have been around.
I don't know
And
when the
Mars
show
Uni-
started.
I think it was the late 90s.
Oh, okay,
Futurama.
okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I knew it was like
I'm like it was
like
in 4x3.
older, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that far back. I would have said early 2000s. Yep. Okay, so here's a question for you. Here's a little
Shoot.
talking point. When Adam gets his forehead door fitted, which is another example of the awful CGI, by the way, looks terrible.
The decision to have him touch on it
Yeah.
is weird because that's adding more work to CGI that already looks a little.
It's also
odd.
weird to me that he probably has really dirty and disgusting hands, and he's gonna touch
And that's
something
gonna go onto
that's
his-
gonna close his on it, his
I didn't even
exposed
think of
brain.
that.
That's rancid. That is dirty.
What happens if the door's open too long and your brain
Dries.
Dries.
Well, you just have to keep them
You
closed.
wake up and
don't
you got to scrape the plaque off your brain.
No.
Yeah. Did you brush your
What if,
brain
like,
this
the doors
morning?
get stuck or something? You know, like there's
What?
logistically.
Like 3 of them open, you'd have to like.
Yeah, like
peel one on its
logistically,
own.
this is a nightmare. But yeah.
What if you snapped and someone's door head frame opened and it was rusty inside
Oh,
on the
no.
metal panels?
You couldn't go swimming, could you?
Oh no!
Yeah. Okay. So if you
Do you reckon his head goes fucking knackered during a round of applause?
if you know when you go and see like slam poetry and stuff, and everyone like in the audience is like
His head's like, "What?" And he's like,
gets like stuck halfway. Yeah. So the woman says to him that like the click is the standard way. How would you open yours?
"Not with my cock like that other fella." How does that work?
What do you mean?
Well, she says she says, she's like, I once knew a man who did it with old Danny Boy.
Yeah, the song.
No, old Danny Boy? His penis? I'm kidding, by the way.
Oh. How would that even
No,
work?
when I say Danny Boy, I always think of the comedian.
Yeah. How would you open yours?
How would I open my
Your brain door.
my door head instead of your forehead? I don't know, because you couldn't be like a slap, because that would just sound like claps as well. and
Yeah,
stuff, wouldn't
it would
Like,
set off all the time.
every time the intro drum from Pornhub happens, my head would open.
Yeah, because my immediate thought when I was thinking about this, that bit in Soldier Boy, where he's like, you, like that. Because I'm like, it would be really funny if it was something that you didn't encounter very often. Sound.
I would have it so that, thank you. Whenever I do something for someone, or I hand someone something, they go, thank you. I get to look at them sincerely, having said nothing, and just my head opens in front of them.
Oh my god, you know, it'd be hilarious if it was just set off by a scream. Because imagine the comedic value of being like, ah! And then like your head just goes.
She's been like, like.
It would be so good.
two different variations of like, ah. I would like it to happen without a sound. I just want it to happen whenever I think too hard. Just as like an expression of, oh, he's doing a big think. And then people would know, like, oh, he's thinking big. Don't interrupt him, he's thinking big.
Because it's not just when you do the thing, it's when anyone does the thing. Like, whenever that thing
But
occurs.
no one else can think as big as me. So I got to do a big think, and then my brain's going to open, and everyone's going to go, oh my God, biggest think of that man's life.
Do you reckon, like, because it's all a brain thing, do you think you could just change your mind about what it was?
Maybe. Or wouldn't it be so funny if it happened on a sneeze?
Oh, you like, head down and you like come back up.
When
your
you come back
brain's
up, your brain's out. Put your brain away.
And then I would, you know what? I would do it. I would have my brain hole open all the time. And then
why would you have your brain hole open?
Because
all
I'd just
the time?
pretend it wasn't.
No.
And like people would be like, "Oh, your brain hole's open again." I'd be like, "No, what do you mean? No, it's not."
Silly me.
I'd just gaslight everyone about it all the time. I'd be like, you're delusional. So then the end of the episode happens. They're all upstairs. Kathika goes up to save the day because she's
Which I feel like just happens out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, it's the end, okay.
If she didn't come upstairs, because the doctor and Rose are like, we're going to floor 500, obviously for
in the most complicated handcuffs ever. What kind of ride is this?
The thing is though, like they're like, you know, you're sort of like
young man.
How would you describe this? It's like
the YMCA, so they're halfway through it.
They're halfway through the Y, right?
But they're on their way up to they're lowercase y in.
If Kathika didn't come upstairs, would they have just been fucked?
Yeah, because Adam's a fucking idiot.
Like, and that's the thing that I don't like. I don't really like
Adam.
it when the doctor gets to plot convenience, like, out of things, as opposed to coming up with an actual plan to get himself out of a thing. Because I like to think that the doctor either always knows what to do or always can formulate a plan from what is around him. So I don't like the doctor being in a situation where someone else essentially has to save him, and if they didn't, he probably would have died, you know?
I think that's one of the best parts of, like, Mummy on the Orient Express is, like, seeing him
work out.
Like truly try. And that's referenced so much too that they've been trying to get him to go there for years. I love that as a recurring thing in.
It's the bit
Doctor Who
from Aliens World War 3. I don't know.
Where they're in the room.
Yeah, it's that, but it's a whole episode of it, and it's so good.
Yeah,
that's like, you know, when was it, like, the Matt Reeves Batman came out, and it was like, Batman's gonna be like the world's greatest detective in this movie,
and he's actually a detective.
Yeah, and I'm like, let the Doctor use his big brain.
Let him docked, okay? Just leave him to his devices and let him docked just for this episode.
Yeah, when he says something to the editor, right? And he says something about like, oh, like, you know, like let me out these manacles and I'll show you how fun I really am. And I'm like, oh my God.
You wouldn't hit him. I'm like,
I think he would. I fully believe that he would punch him.
I would be super. The Doctor doesn't punch people often, but he has.
He has, and I think that's one of those times. Because the thing about
the fourth Doctor's killed a man.
Come along, Sarah.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I saw this on Twitter a few weeks ago for the first time.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
He's just like. Just breaks a dude's neck and carries on walking.
Putting a stupid, silly little Doctor Who body count on here.
I'm like, mate, don't even lay your finger on a gun. No, I'll do it. I'll do it with my bare hands.
Yeah, right. He's like, don't worry. You know that, like, you know those like American like shitty T-shirts where it's like, guns don't kill people. I do. That's the Doctor.
But we're in the snow room, and because they're wearing these, they're shock cuffs though, which is why they're big.
Yeah.
I guess.
Rose just busts out of hers, right?
Does she?
Like, maybe I looked away for a second here, but all I see is, like, pretty much Rose, like, wiggling herself, like, free, like, out of them. And I love the idea that Rose is just so massive and buff because of all that, like, gymnastic strength that she can just go, and then, like...
It's not gymnastic strength, I promise you. Don't know what else it'll be. She's got a bit of Dalek in her now. She touched the Dalek last time, didn't she? Muscles of raw Dalekanium, which is a word we love.
Dalekanium tops Siberium any day.
What's Siberian?
You know, from those stupid episodes.
Which ones?
Those stupid ones. Actually, with the Lone Sideman and that, where it's like, is this...
Yeah, no, I remember.
Okay.
I hate.
Yeah, I do as well. It's terrible, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
He's called I Shower or some shit like that.
Ashard.
That's the one. I shower.
Simon Pegg flings Sukie to the floor. She's dead. That's happened, by the way. She died.
In this place, they're like, oh, so these people are dead. But these people have chips in them, so they're like puppets.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But those two that just got up and like straggled the Doctor, they're fucking zombies, right? At this point,
yeah. Totally. Like mind control.
Yeah.
It's the Gelth.
Oh my God.
They finally found somewhere to put them.
Jagrafess Shireen.
I went on holiday once and I remember being like in the airport and I got a pack of the Doctor Who top trumps. and there was a Jagrafest card.
Yes, there
And
was. I remember this card.
It terrified me.
Oh.
I don't know why, because, like, it's not scary.
Well, I think...
There have been scarier things in Doctor Who, but, like, for some reason, for this holiday, I was terrified of the Jagrafest, and I remember, like, being in this, like, little sort of hotel room, and every single night, I used to just lay in bed and stare at the ceiling, because, you know, I was a child, and there was, like, nothing, there was not TV in the room, you know, literally just go to sleep. I used to stare at the ceiling, and I remember having this, like,
Being
really...
like, oh, there's going to be a Jagrafest
Yeah,
on the ceiling.
and I was like, if I close my eyes, there'll be a Jagrafest on the ceiling. And if I blink, it will be there. And I was, like, legitimately scared of this for this whole... And as soon as, like, we left this place, I was like, this is so dumb. So stupid. Why did I even think that?
It's so nice.
But, like, I was legitimately, like, very, very scared about it.
I mean, there's been things that have, like, not kept me awake, but, like, or given me nightmares and stuff as a kid. But I'll highlight those when we, like,
The thought
get
of anything
to
bad
them.
happening to Jackie Tyler being number one.
That's what made me ill.
Give me a scare you like
That's
that.
what left me bedbound for 3 days was the thought of something happening to our Jackie.
Warjacks.
Warjacks. We're gonna get a lot of her in next week's episode too.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me
80s.
too.
No, is it 90s, I think? I don't know, whatever. 90s.
90s,
Jackie.
right? 'Cause
Yeah,
we're-
she,
wait.
yeah. Yeah, because she's a baby, it'll be the 90s. No, 89.
80s.
89, though, if it is.
Before?
Is it? No, that's not how the
She's
math works.
19.
Yeah, in 2005.
Yeah.
86?
Yeah.
No.
So roughly around then.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it must be.
Wow. All right.
That's you see how I stalled to make you do the maths there because I'm just not confident in my own maths ability.
Is that what you were
like
doing?
I knew it was before 89, but I couldn't get the 3 away from it. So I was like, I know that it's not 89, and that's all I knew.
Thank you.
And I was like, I'll leave you to do the rest because
Thank
I'm
you.
not good at maths.
Yeah, me neither, dude. Should we just like finish this? Should we just be like, hey, so what happens at the end of the episode? Adam goes home.
Adam does go home, not after.
Not only does Adam go home, Adam gets sent home.
That's true.
The doctor's like, go home and think about what you've done, young man.
So they can't come out and play no more. Well, that's like after Sukie grabs hold of the editor and just holds him there. Oh. And just like, I'm just fidgeting with a sonic screwdriver, by the way. That's why that happened. It's not just like a random soundboard thing. But Sukie has the editor killed.
Yeah, the heat gets vented
Back up. And
to
it
the
melts the
Jagrafest.
Jagrafest, I guess. It explodes.
Well, it explodes, yeah.
How many things have exploded this season?
Oh
All of them.
My God.
All of them, right? The Nestine...
Yeah,
okay,
the Nestine blows up.
No, the Nestine doesn't blow people. He pours the thingy into it. So the
Yeah,
Nestine
but doesn't. Some explodes in the episode, though, right?
I
Or is
don't
that
believe
just-
so.
Oh, okay.
But then Cassandra blows up.
blows up.
The Gelth house
They
blows
blow
up.
up.
Yeah.
Obviously, that one Slitheen particularly blows up, but they're not.
All of them get
do.
blown up.
Yeah.
The Dalek explodes
Dalek
even
explodes
into a
itself.
little shell. And this gets blown up too.
Oh wow.
Explosions this season. Right.
Boom.
But Adam gets dropped off at home.
Yeah.
His
'cause he's a
mum.
dick.
His mum, the doctor wipes the phone, because Adam obviously calls his phone,
Yeah. And
trying
puts a
to give it
bunch
information.
of info on there.
Yeah, the doctor wipes the phone. He goes over with the sonic and he gives you all, blah, and then the phone
Explodes.
leaps into the
Yeah,
air in like
like,
a flurry of
Oh
sparks.
my God! It's insane. Like for what it is.
What? It's a
Like,
house phone.
Doctor, right?
There is an erase button on
Yeah.
that thing. Just push the thing.
He's
Put
like,
a
no,
hey.
statement.
Yeah.
He's like, you
Buy
know
a
what?
new one, bitch.
I
And
just,
walks
really,
out.
I just really fucking hate this kid. I'm just gonna fucking blow up his telephone.
That's the level of sass I want coming from the shoot he got with 15th Doctor, is to walk over, Sonic in hand, to an answer machine and be like, watch it explode and be like, buy a new one, bitch, and then just go back into the TARDIS, flip his little coat behind him, and then just fucking dematerialise.
Yeah.
And someone's just left there being like, that was my only phone.
Adam's mum comes in.
Yeah, she does.
And she gives maybe one of the most forced line deliveries I've ever heard. Like,
Didn't it go by like that?
yeah, like, it's like, obviously, because you
And she
just need to get
clicks
the
her
snapping,
fingers.
but I'm like, every part of it, like, it's not bad, it just feels so forced.
Yeah, the whole thing is meant to be
To get to,
ha ha.
yeah,
She doesn't know that he's got a door
a door
head.
head.
I was trying to get back to it, but I almost said pot head hole, and I was like, no.
That's, like, wrong 2 times. You
Yeah.
know?
I was like, I know I made a pothole reference, so maybe that's it.
But yeah, you know, the doctor leaves because he only takes the best, and he's got Rose.
And she does the tongue mouth thing, and it's yeah. She just keeps doing that. She keeps biting her tongue.
She just wants to give him that look what you could have won, right before she leaves.
Yeah, like that weird. I don't know what it is. It's like her tongue does a flip. I don't know what she does.
Yeah,
with her mouth. It's kind of
like it's not quite like a tongue bite, but it's not like quite it's not quite like she's licking her lips either. It's weird.
No, I have no idea. Anyway, they disappear.
They go away. Adam's mum sees his door head. Other things happen in the episode as well.
Is this also an episode with no TARDIS interior shot?
Yeah, because they come out of it at the beginning and then they go into it at the end.
Yeah, but I don't think you see the inside.
No.
Huh.
It's like already there when they step out of it.
2 in a row. I know that we get one in the next episode.
We do,
guaranteed.
You want to know some things?
Yeah, tell me some things.
Woo! Okay.
I don't want to do the beeps no more. Let's do trivia. Teach me about the long game.
You know about the Jagrafess?
Huh?
You know about the Jagrafess?
Do I want to know about the Jagrafess?
He's not just the Jagrafess. I'll have you know.
Okay, what is he?
The mighty Jagrafess of the Holy Hadrajasic Maxarodon 4.
Part of that sounds like you're not allowed to say it. Do we know what that is? Is there any more to that?
That's just his full title.
And can you speak to that?
He's not very mighty, first of all. He's a big meaty slug.
He can't even fucking move.
He can do a bit of a snarl.
How mighty can he be like, round?
Also, he lives on a ceiling. He doesn't have legs. Like, what does their home planet look like? I don't know. I don't give a shit either.
He looks like, no.
The 11th Doctor mentions the Jagrafest in The Silent Stars Go By, which is writing in a book.
Oh, fuck off.
And then...
I was going to be like, when?
So does the also Steals of Dreams is a novel. It's really good. And it's one that I actually really, really like.
Have you read that one?
Yeah, it's really good. Okay. The Doctor, Jack, and Rose go to a planet where fiction is illegal.
Ooh, a bit Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah, it's really good. And the Doctor says something about I think it's called like Arcanus Major. Something that has a control over the media to not let fiction, out. And the Doctor says in that book that it's like the thing on Satellite 5.
Oh,
little reference to that. You know about the episode?
Sure.
Satellite 5 has 600 channels.
You've only got 999 of them.
Those channels include Bad Wolf TV.
Whoa.
I don't know how you would say this, but it's like McB channel, uppercase M, lowercase C, uppercase B. But that's one that they have. And then the other one
I've struggled enough with this name.
Channel smiley face +1, but it's like actual
it's like an
smiley
actual emoji
face.
thing. Yeah.
So that's what you can get. Satellite 5. Working for titles for this episode were Adam and the companion who couldn't, and I don't like either of those.
I don't like either of those.
No, so that's good. Apparently, Russell T Davies had an idea that this episode grew out of. The original idea. He submitted it to the BBC, and they were like, you should write serious scripts about a man trying to pay his mortgage.
Oh,
I sent back to him.
That's weird. That's a weird thing.
I would hate to see a full TV show as well about a man trying to pay his mortgage. That'd be shit.
I think Russell Davies could do it well.
That'd be like when Everything Everywhere All at Once, the tagline for it with the spoiler-free tagline for it was just a woman tries to pay her taxes. This is the first story so far to have a villain that the 10th Doctor never faced. After.
Huh?
The 10th Doctor never fights the Jagrafess, but across all of the extended media, all of the other villains he has a run-in with, apart from the Jagrafess.
Does he run into the Slovene?
In a novel, yeah, because I remember reading it. Apparently there's supposed to be more Adam stuff.
I'm glad
there wasn't. Then it was cut because apparently everyone was like, oh, Chris and Billy have real good chemistry and
yeah,
fun to watch.
I wonder.
Stuff. Yeah, which is all of the parts that they're not in. I'm I don't care.
I assume this is because normally there's about one episode a season where the Doctor's not in it as much.
Yeah.
That's so that's Love and Monsters and Blink, and it's normally to give them a bit more shooting time with something else or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. I assume that's this episode for this season is what this was meant to be initially.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because there isn't any other episodes in this season with less Doctor, where he just basically isn't there.
No,
Turn Left as well is that episode.
Yeah. Turn Left and Midnight, they're two sides of the same coin, aren't they?
Yeah, one's got virtually no Donna, one's got
virtually
no Doctor.
Yeah. Also, apparently the original draft of the script where Adam's father was ill.
That's
and
sad.
that's why he wanted to get the information and all that to like find a cure for this incurable disease that was gonna like kill his dad.
I like that. That gives him more of a drive than greedy little arsehole. It would make him less hateable to me.
Here you go. Do you wanna? I'll tell you this. This is like verbatim.
But we're gonna get word for word now.
Yeah, this is the okay. So like Adam appears in comics.
Yes.
And here's exactly what it says. Adam Mitchell will later resent the Doctor for kicking him out of the TARDIS. He had an ulterior motive beyond personal gain when he plotted to cash in on future technology, wishing to save his ailing mother with its advanced medical capabilities. Due to the antiquated technology of the 21st century, his mother soon died and left Adam alone, seeking revenge on the Doctor and every companion with whom he regularly travelled across his different incarnations.
I want to read this myself. I mean, I'd be interested in reading the comic to see how it is. Because it's at the very least, it is interesting to see, you know, someone minor like this come back as a villain. But the whole ulterior motive about his dad being ill, if that's brought back for the comic, then, like, retroactively, then that's fine. But if I kind of wish it was in the episode, just because it...
I don't know, I kind of like the idea of him just being, like, a scummy, sleazy guy.
I don't, because I kind of, like, I want to like him, but I just don't. It just gets annoying to see. Anyways, he's gone. He's gone. He's not in the TARDIS anymore.
No more.
So, what rating would you give this episode?
I gave it a 2.
I gave it a 1. I really didn't enjoy my time with it.
Did you not?
I just couldn't tell my Freedom 15 little rant earlier.
I wouldn't even say enjoyed. I thought it was okay, and I normally think it's really bad. So, like, giving it a 2 is not a victory, you know? Like...
Yeah, it's not. I mean...
But I think in my head, I maybe, you know...
Yeah. That's fine. What did you give the next time?
I gave it a 5.
Did you give it a 5?
Yeah, I did, and I'll tell you why. Because of that part where it's like the literal first line where the Doctor's saying something about like being careful what you wish for. Where I think he says like your wish is my command, but be careful what you wish for. And I'm like, ooh, that's interesting.
I gave it a 4. Because, I mean, we know what the wish ends up being in that next time trailer.
Oh, yeah,
there's a man alive who... There's a man alive now who wasn't before. And the idea of the show's, since the revival at least, the show's first actual time paradox story happening. That's fun. So 4 out of 5. Very excited. Not like, oh my god, groundbreaking excited.
Like, I can't
very,
sleep.
very excited.
Yeah, we love Father's Day. So it's a great episode. It's the only one. Now, I said something about like The Unquiet Dead before as being a great standalone. Or Dalek.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, no, it was in Dalek. Where we're talking about like good standalones, and I think Father's Day is...
I think the season's full of good standalones except for this.
I think Father's Day is... No, not like standalone, sorry, in terms of like story, but I mean like no context. Here is a person who doesn't even know what Doctor Who is or whatever, and then you go like watch this one episode. Like Father's Day is another good one, but I think you do need like a little bit of emotional like investment in like Jackie and Rose already.
You need to know a little bit. But we'll be here for Father's Day next week.
It's not Father's Day next week.
Oh my god, shut up!
Christmas.
Every time.
I got that wrong as well. It's Christmas.
I always worry whenever I do something like that someone might hear it and be like, oh my god, he's so rude to her. I'm like, no, she's in on it.
It's okay. Sometimes I think I come across as being like rude to you. So.
I'm like, she does this to me on my own. So before we go, I'm just going to say Happy New Year, because that's what it is now. It's 2023. It's the future.
Happy New Year. Wait, why? What did you... Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Happy New Year?
No, before that.
What?
About... I don't know. What did you say before?
I was just checking dates for...
okay.
The
what
day
is
things
this?
air.
What day is it today? Not today, but like...
The day this airs?
Yeah.
Whoa. Happy 4th of January, everybody.
Woo. Happy New Year.
We are right around the corner from a juicy little boost in... introduction. Did you not think I was going to say that?
I don't know what you were going to say, but like I genuinely in my brain I was hearing you be like juicy little boosty or something, and I was
juicy
like,
little
I was
boosty.
gonna be like, what the fuck was that? And then I thought you were going to plug your own birthday. That was like my next thing. Was about dates.
No, juicy little boost in production is what I was going to say. We will at some point in the new year we will sound better. Not only
we won't be ill.
Not only because we won't be ill, but because we'll have some better equipment.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. If you got this far, if you got this far in.
This yeah. If you didn't listen to the whole of this one, then that's allowed.
Anyways, follow us on everything:
WW
Instagram,
Rewind.
TikTok,
Woo!
Twitter, DW Rewind, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. I feel like I'm not bringing any good energy into this today, you know.
That's all right.
But I'm like, I don't want to do a second one because I don't really want to ruin Father's Day.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like the actual event. Like I don't want to ruin Father's Day.